Hey guys, Wolian here, and today we will finally answer the question on everyone's mind and make it clear. Is Ichigo stronger than Kenpachi? Before we begin, let's go over why this is even a question in the first place. Fans of Kenpachi Zaraki have always thought it unfair that Ichigo was able to defeat Kenpachi when Kenpachi didn't even know the name of his Zanpakuto, and especially more so since new information had revealed that Kenpachi had always been subconsciously restricting himself in order to match his opponents. Now, at first glance, this seemingly answers the question in Kenpachi's favor, right? Well, while it is true that Kenpachi was heavily restricted in his fight with Ichigo during the Soul Society arc, with even more evidence supporting this from episode 10 of the Thousand Year Blood War arc, it is also equally true that Ichigo was far more restricted, as we learned in episode 13 of the Thousand Year Blood War arc, that Ichigo didn't even have a proper Zanpakuto to fight with, as he didn't receive an Asauchi from Uetsu. And also, Old Man Zangetsu was severely restraining Ichigo's powers to the point that the only reason Ichigo was able to use any Soul Reaper-like powers at all was because Ichigo's spiritual pressure was so massive that the excess could not be contained by Old Man Zangetsu, but even then, it was more than enough to take on top-ranked captains within the Gotei 13, and even a transcended Aizen, whom was previously cutting down captains left and right prior to his transcendence. There is no doubt that Kenpachi Zaraki is one of the most powerful characters in the Bleach universe, with seemingly endless potential, but Ichigo far outclasses him in power and potential. But don't get it wrong, Kenpachi is very much deserving of his position as the strongest Soul Reaper of his generation, but when compared to the demigod that is Ichigo, then it starts to put into perspective just how terrifyingly powerful Ichigo is at the age of 17 years old, with little to no training, having basically taught himself how to fight against beings whom are hundreds of years old with just as much training in proper sword technique. So, who's the winner? This one definitely goes to Ichigo. His strength, power, speed, and potential are all beyond the level of Kenpachi Zaraki and even Sosuke Aizen. And I know you'll be thinking, well, how can you say that when Ichigo couldn't even beat Askin? And my answer to that is, in Bleach, being all-powerful doesn't guarantee a win. Abilities matter too, so there is such a thing as a bad matchup. Askin's abilities are in the upper echelon of the most broken abilities in Bleach, and so it's safe to say that most, if not everyone, would fall victim to Askin's death-dealing ability. If you check out my video explaining his abilities, you'll understand what I mean. Some people will make the argument that neither Aizen nor Kenpachi would lose to Askin because Aizen can negate abilities with his spiritual pressure, and Kenpachi is just too powerful to stop. But Askin's death-dealing ability makes that pretty much meaningless because Askin can just do the same thing that he did to Ichigo and give both Aizen and Kenpachi reishi poisoning, which can't really be stopped by the average Bleach character because it's reishi the source of their powers. Besides, Ichigo's defeat wasn't due to his lack of power, but rather his lack of mercilessness, as Ichigo doesn't always just go for the kill. It's part of who he is. He'll always try to avoid the confrontation because he doesn't really like to fight, but he does it anyways because he has to, in order to protect those he cares about. Now, I hope you guys enjoyed this videos, and we'll be here for the next one, but for now, this has been your boy Wolian, And I will see you guys next time.